Good day, everyone. You've probably been doing some research on different products or ways to fix a flat tire, and you came here and you're thinking, well, what's going to be different about this video? Everything's going to be different. Normally, well, there's 5 options when you go to, if you have issues with your tire. I'm going to cover those inside, actually. Normally, you don't have to take the tire off for most of them, but if you do leave the tire on, especially when using the slime, you have to deflate all the air out of the tire. I would strongly recommend having a jack. You don't have to jack the car right up, but get the weight off the tire. It's very bad for a tire to sit down deflated on the rim. It's not good for them, so avoid that if at all possible. So let's get this tire off and we'll go inside and we'll start talking. Oh, P.S. If you do take your tire off, remember, loosen the lugs before you jack your car up. All right, let's go inside. Okay, so we checked the tread for leaks and we didn't visually see anything, we didn't hear anything. Everything looked a-okay. So this tire has a very slow leak in it. So normally slow leaks, usually on the rim, could be a small nail, but we didn't see any. So again, I have a bowl of just a little bit of dish soap and water. Make sure the tire's level. Just pour it around the tire. Now, if there's an obvious leak, you're going to see it right away. It will bubble. And importantly, put some around the valve stem, pour it in there, take the little cap off, make sure you have some soapy water around there. Now, as I say, it would be obvious right away. So we're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes. It's nice and level, so the water's going to remain along here, along the bead here. You know, there are bubbles here, but just ignore those. That's just from the soap. It's because it wasn't obvious, and I'll show you how to tell if it's actual bubbles from it leaking. You just have to let it sit for a while, because I think it is a really slow leak. We'll check it out. Okay, I let the tire sit about 10 minutes. And I look around the rim. Everything actually looks pretty good. You know, you'll see a few little bubbles around, but they're bigger bubbles. The smaller the leak, the finer the bubbles. So I came across this first. This looks like it's definitely leaking. It got pretty foamy there, right? So it's leaking around the valve stem. And then it came around here. And right here. There's this super fine leak right on the rim here. So we definitely have a leak right around where this balancing weight is. It's pretty obvious there. Now, let's get into what you should do at this point. The ideal situations. Okay, an obvious situation, if your tire is really worn out, I mean, if it's on its last legs, time to replace it. That's going to resolve all your issues probably. They replace valve stems each time they put a new tire on. They'll reseal the rim. It should be fine. The second ideal situation is to get it repaired professionally at a garage. They'll pop it off the rim, clean up the rim. That should fix it. In my situation, as I said, I've done this 3 times now, and it still leaks. Every 2 weeks it goes, I put it up to 40, a little bit higher than I usually do, and it will drop down to about 20 psi after about 2 weeks, which isn't good. It's bad to run your tires low. It damages the sidewalls. The next thing is, if you did find the puncture in the tread, again, first ideal, get it professionally repaired. Or what you can use, and I do have a video on this, and it did work well. I have a tire on my truck that I did last year. It's called a tubeless tire repair kit. This is for punctures in the tread. I'll put a link to the video. It works really well, easy to do. And then the next thing is, if you're out on the road and it's an emergency situation, you can use this stuff called Fix-A-Flat. This is like a last resort. If you're stranded somewhere, this has it's pressurized. It will fill up your tire. Basically, put this in, drive for a bit, and it will seal up a leak. It will at least give you time to get somewhere, somewhere where you can get it repaired. You need to get it repaired pretty soon though, within a day or two. Tell the garage guys that the stuff's in there. And if you do it in a couple days, it's not a big deal. It will wash out of the tire, but if you leave it in for too long, it turns into a mess. That's what I hear. Then the next thing is, and this is like a continual problem, especially with these aluminum rims. You might want to consider, like, as a last resort, to actually replace the tires and the rims. I don't know, but you should be able to fix up the problem, especially if you take it to a garage and they clean up the rim really well. But as I said, I've been down that path several times and I'm tired of it. So I'm going to use the green slime. And other videos will say this will not seal, or it's not really, not that they say it won't seal rim leaks, because there's reasons, we'll get into that. But I'm going to do something a little bit different here. And we're going to find out, because we know where it's leaking. So I'm going to apply the product. And we'll find out right away if it's working or not. So hang in there. I'll get things set up and show you how to do this. And actually, with this rim, with the issue of it leaking along the rim, this is exactly why I had to take the tire off the car. Because I have an idea, and I think it's going to work. If it doesn't, I don't know. I won't post the video. You'll never know about it. But we're going to try it. Okay, so we're going to get ready to put the green stuff in, the green slime. If you are doing this over a tub, put your plug in, because guaranteed something will fall if you don't put it in there, and it'll go right down the drain. As in the little valve that we have to take out. So put that in. I had to pump this quite a bit to just get it started in the tube. So I just got it started. Just so you know, it took a lot of pumps. I'm going to fill up the tube first before I put it on the tire, but let's get the air out of the tire first. Comes with a little bag that's attached to it. It should have it anyway. This is like a little valve remover to take out that valve there to let the air out. So you just put that in here. And it shouldn't be too tight. Yeah, it came out nice. So I'm just loosening it. We'll let some air out here. Let it go slow at the start. That way it won't come flying out at you. Just let the air come out slowly. Give it some time. That's what the valve looks like. And be careful, it does come out with pressure. You've got to keep your hand on there, hold it in place. Okay, all the air is out of the tire. Sorry, let's get the green slime all the way up to the end here. Alright, it's ready to go. Don't worry if you get some on the tire, it comes off really easy, just with water, no big deal. So let's hook this tube on. And over here it says, again, 24 pumps will give us about 710 mils. So here we go. There's one. Make sure you pull it all the way up the handle here. I don't know if I got that on video. Let me see here. So that was one. Two. Let it come up gently and help it come up to the top. Okay, I'll speed this up. So that was two, and so let's get rolling. Okay, on the very last pump, hopefully this isn't going to fall down. I've got a twist tie ready because on the very last pump it has a little attachment here. There's a hole here and a hole here. So I'm going to put down the last pump a twist tie ready. And I'm going to run this twist tie up here to keep it down and in place. Okay, so that's set. And apparently, and we'll see if this works, you can use this to plug the end of the hose. Give it a turn, and it turns on actually. It stays on there really good. So we're all set, but I'm going to need this again, so I'll just set this aside. So again, if you didn't see that, sorry, I can't see what's on my camera, but the thing we took out, used to take out the valve, you can plug the end of the hose with it, and we lock down the pump so it's in the down position. And that way it should store very well, because the stuff stays liquidy for a couple years apparently, and if you get some on you, just washes off with water. So at this point we have all our slime in. You have to put the valve back in, so just put it in there. Use this cap thing again and start screwing it in. Okay, it just tightens up, and don't crank on it super hard. Once it sort of seats down a bit, we're going to give it about 1/4 of a turn, and that should do fine. Yep, 1/4 turn. Okay, so it's all set here. I'm not going to put air in it yet. What I'm going to do, this is the whole reason I have the tire in here, because I needed it to be level. So the slime right now is probably sitting down at the bottom, and I know it's leaking here and here, and there's one spot on the other side. So I'm going to maneuver the tire. I'm going to turn it over so the slime, I get it down into this area. So I'm going to let the slime run down. That's where the valve stem is, where it was leaking. And it's all going to sit down on the tire down there. I'll let it all build up there, and then I'm just going to continually, I won't do this all in the video, but it's in the place where I want it to be, and I'm going to rotate the tire up. And it should, I'll have to lift it a little bit higher. But I'm trying to get the slime to come up around the rim edges. I'm going to do that on both sides. So I'm going to take this off camera. I'm probably going to spend like 10 minutes doing this in all the areas where I think it's leaking. So give that a try. I'll do that. In the meantime, I'll go get my air compressor also, and we'll, once I think the slime is all around the rim edges, we'll fill her up. Then we'll check it out, see if it's leaking. Oh, just a tip if you're ever wondering, if you don't know this, if you're not sure how much to fill up your tire, it's actually written on the side of the tire, so check that out, because all tires are different. This one, I'm going to give it a little extra air. It's winter time where I am, and I know it's going to be getting a lot colder. So normally I put about 35 pounds in a tire like this, or PSI, but we're going to put this right up to 40, just so we have a little bit extra pressure in there, and any of those small leaks, so there'll be a little bit more force trying to push that stuff out. So the tire's all filled up. I'll put the tire cap back on, and what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to lift up the tire, get the slime up into the edges here, and then wherever those leaks were, then I'm just going to rotate the tire so the slime will run down. And yeah, once I get that done, we'll do another soap test and see if it worked. Alright, so I took a little extra time and I cleaned up the rim, and so let's get a little bit of soap around the rim. And a little bit in the valve stem there. Seems to pool nice over here. There we go, it's pooling nice there, so we'll be able to see if it's leaking. Okay, we'll give it 10 minutes and we'll come back. And if it's good, we should not see any bubbles there. Okay, so I let this sit for 10 minutes, and remember how all those little bubbles formed along here? There are no bubbles anymore, so that problem is solved. There's nothing around that valve stem anymore. I'm going to do a quick check on the other side. I won't show you that, where the balancing weight is. I'm convinced that's going to be fine. You know, if you're watching this video, however old the video is, just put a comment in there, ask if it's still working, and I will keep an update. If someone asks, I will update you. I respond to almost all of my comments, as long as they're in good taste. So anyways, I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. Check out my other videos, how to fix a puncture using the tire repair kit. And I also have a video on how to put tires on properly, the patterns. Just a quick, really brief explanation. When you go to put a tire on, you gotta get it placed on and then just snug up the nuts. And then you go in an order and you gradually tighten them. You start here, go opposite, go there, there, come back here, here, there, there. You just keep repeating that process. Don't over tighten things, but you don't want them too loose. If you do have a torque wrench, most of these tires at around about 100 foot-pounds. But check your manual. You have to check your manual, see what it is for your tires. Aluminum tires are different than steel tires. Pay attention, do it right, and then go for a drive. I'm going to go for a drive after, and then I'm going to come back and also check those nuts again, make sure nothing loosened up, and then you're set. So yeah. I think I'm satisfied. This is going to work. I'm pretty sure. It's looking good. Thanks again. See you later.
Just a final note, I believe this particular version of green or slime is really meant for tubeless tires. And you know what? I think it would work great on ATV tires, lawn tractors, stuff like that, farm tractors, you know, especially if you're driving through things that are all spiky, puncturing your tires. Because I've seen videos where the green slime, they'll drive over screws and stuff, and the green slime, it seals the hole right away. So, I don't know, could be a good product for you. Check it out. I liked it so far. Keep in touch. Thanks for watching.